Good morning. I'm David Myers. I'll be your instructor for this class. And it begins tomorrow, and I thought I should get this video out um, to let you know what my expectations and give you an overview of what the course is going to be. Let's see, you should have access to your syllabi. It has all the information that you will need for the class, as does D2L. That being said, let's look at the syllabus together. Now, I could see that there are, I think, 27 students in the class, and so that's a good amount. That's going to help you when it comes to the discussions that we'll discuss momentarily. But open right now and take a look at your syllabus. I mean, on D2L, you have access to the syllabi. Well, let's go to the materials section and click on content. All right, under content, you get everything. First of all, you get course information. I'm sorry, I'm clicking around trying to get it. You get the syllabi and schedule, which I assume you've already looked at and hopefully downloaded. You get instructor information, just a little bit of information about me, and you get this video. This video is also located on the title page. We'll go back there. And on the title page, you see you have several things. A welcome, and in the welcome, it gives you my personal phone number, email, and this very important instruction that says, please read all of the items found in the content section completely and thoroughly, as they will answer 99% of your questions. What I really don't like is in the last week, when somebody hasn't turned everything in and they want to pass the class, at that point, they'll call or text me and they'll say, I didn't understand the assignments. There's no way, if you review the syllabi and or the website, that you will not understand the assignments. I mean, it's extremely clear. The other thing that I really don't like is when students will say, well, I'm not familiar with online courses. Well, I've tried to deal with that by making as much information available to each and every one of you as I could. And so read the syllabi thoroughly and review D2L. That's all I can say. So, first of all, look at the syllabi. The course description, you can read that for yourself. Required course materials. Let's take a look at the required course materials. You need to have a textbook. This is the textbook. Ethics, Theory, and Practice by Thoreau and Krasman. Now, there are different iterations of the textbook, and I'm assuming for this class that you have the updated 11th edition, but if you have the 11th edition, it's going to work just as well. And I've set that up for you in the syllabus and also on D2L. That's all you need for the class, is access to this website and, of course, the textbook. For those of you who purchased the online textbook, whoop, there is a section right there on D2L entitled, Here is How You Access Your Online Textbook. Um, when you're ready, join your course at. If you need help, check out these student resources. Um, and that's how you access your textbook. I usually get a few students saying, well, I can't access the online textbook. You have to have purchased the online textbook and enter a code in order for this to work. Don't worry about it. The only thing that you will need this particular link for is to download your textbook, or maybe to use the audio. So a lot of people like to listen to the reading instead of actually doing the reading, and that's perfectly acceptable. But for that, you would have to have purchased the online textbook. All right, let's see. Guidelines and information about academic honesty. Um, just read that. It's pretty important that you don't plagiarize or cheat, but this is an ethics course, so I'm counting on each and every one of you to not cheat or plagiarize. There's an ADA statement from Christian Brzezinski, our accommodations coordinator. You can look at that. Attendance, importance of class attendance. Since this is an online course, I measure attendance by two things. The first is an attendance board located in the discussion section. You need to sign in there once a week. Half the students don't, and that's going to subtract total points towards the end of the course. For every week that you don't sign in, I subtract 1 point. If you don't sign in during the first week, I drop you from the course for non-participation. You've got to sign in. That's just how it goes. And if you don't, I'm subtracting a point. The second way I measure attendance is by ensuring that work is turned in promptly. And then I also check to see how often you are logging on. When was your last log on? And that's important as well. So, unlike the lecture portion of the course, everything here is online. Now, I have posted lectures for each and every chapter. You need to watch those, and you need to spend about 4 hours a week reading the assignment. My expectations are that you will spend 6 to 8 hours a week for 8 weeks. Now, how do I measure? How do I come up with your grade? Well, there's required reading. At the end of the course, now listen carefully, this is at the end of the course. I expect you to turn in a document that simply says, I, your name, have completed 100, 90, 80, 70% of the reading. And you will get points. If you say you completed 100%, you get 10 points, 90%, 9 points, and so on. There are so many students that never turn this document in or turn in every week a document. So please don't go that route. I don't want to see it every week. I don't want you to tell me I read 90% of chapter 1, 80% of chapter 2. Just give me the ballpark. How much of the reading did you do? It's an easy assignment, and it gives you 10 points or whatever you read. That's an entire letter grade. So if you don't turn it in, you're stuck, basically at a 90. There are examinations. There are ethics problems assignments, and there are discussion boards. We'll talk about each and every one of these in just a few moments. So, as I've already talked to you, oh, proctors, you don't need one. I trust you. This means that each of you is on your honor to complete your exams without your notes um, or any other written materials. You may use your textbook, but you may not use your notes. Now, I've already talked about the reading report. It is due on the 9th of July. You can get it in earlier, but you really can't get it in any later than that. The course runs through the 11th, and I got to have time to get the grades together. The next thing we're going to discuss are discussions. There are discussion boards and there are attendance boards. The attendance boards are set up week by week. You need to sign in on those, but you don't need to read everybody else's. When I talk about discussion boards, I'm only talking about the discussion boards. So this is worth 30% of your grade, 10% for each section. There are 3 sections to this course. So each of you will begin 2 specific threads for each section. That's 2 threads. You're going to reply to 4 other students' threads. So 6 threads per section, but it won't matter to me if you turn in 20 original threads and you don't turn in any replies. You can get a maximum of 2 points for your original threads and 4 points for your replies. You also get another up to 4 points depending on how many of the students' postings you've read. You really are supposed to read each and every post. And I am able to see how many of these posts that you read. So that's how I grade this. I give you 2 points, 1 point for each of the original postings, 4 points for your responses. So say you make 1 original post and you make 2 responses. That's 3 points. And say you only read a third of the total posts. You may get 1, 2 points for that. That's how I grade those. Your examinations. The course is broken up into 3 sections. Each section is made up of 4 chapters of the textbook. Each section has an examination consisting of 10% of the final grade. Added up, these examinations make up 30% of your student grade. Now listen, these exams are difficult. The reading is difficult. This is a 3-unit college course in philosophy. And so you need to expect that. When you're making your discussions, I don't want to hear, oh, the reading is so difficult. I want you in the discussions to talk about something that jumps out at you from the reading. But I mean, it's going to be difficult. The exams, as I've said, are difficult. So I have done my best to make it easier for you. I'm going to go to the assessments and I'm going to go to the quizzes section. There is chapter 1 practice test. There are up to 12 practice tests. What you see is what you get. I take all the exam questions directly from the practice tests. So if you do chapter 1 practice test, chapter 2, 3, and 4 for section 1, and you take each one until you are able to just destroy those tests, you're going to excel on the exams. There are no trick questions. What you see is what you get. And there's always somebody that does not do the practice tests. Oh my goodness. Um, I can't help you any more than that. You have an open book, which I wouldn't count on because it's fairly complex, but you also have these practice tests. So take them until you're comfortable with the material and you will blow them away. And then 30% of your grade comes from the ethics problems. You're going to choose one of the ethics problems found in each section. You need to answer each question there, and this will require between 4 and 5 pages, double spaced, for each assignment. There's always 2 or 3 people that turn in a short assignment and then discover that I really take points off for that. 4 to 5 pages and double space them. A double spaced 4-page report is the equivalent of about 2 3/4 pages single spaced. If you turn in a paper that's single spaced, which there's always someone that does, I'm going to kick it back to you. Just follow the instructions and you will do well. So that is the course assignments. I have broken it down into sections on the next page. Section 1, choose one of the following. And this is set up according to the 11th edition. I grade A, B, C, D, and F. The course schedule is listed in the syllabus and on the D2L site. Reading assignment schedule. Section 1 is due on the 11th of June. You will have read 1 through 4, and the Section 1 ethical problem is due. The discussions close at that time. Now, because there are always students who wait to the very last possible second to make their posts, I don't grade them until Monday, giving you time not to make additional posts. Anything posted after the section closes won't count for grade, but when I grade the reading, how many you've read, that will be graded on Monday, giving you time when the exam closes on Sunday for you to read them. The 20th of June, section 2, and the 9th of July is section 3. So that's the syllabi. Now I want to go over the website. Let's see. Materials, content. Here, under the table of contents, you will find the syllabus. You need to download it. You will find, again, this video. You need to watch it. And you need to sign into week 1. You must do those 3 things before Saturday of the first week. This lets me know that you've followed the instructions and you are going to participate in the course. If you haven't done those 3 things, then I will drop you for non-participation. And I don't do this to be mean, but I do this because if you haven't signed in by the end of the first week, the odds are you're not going to complete your assignments. And so do those 3 things. Under assignments, you will find ethics problems, section 1 ethics problems, section 2 ethics problems, and section 3. Instructions for the discussion board, instructions for examinations, instructions for required reading, and instructions for extra credit. Read those. Then you won't have those questions of when is this due? What do I need to do? They're all there. Now listen, I want each and every one of you to pass this course with flying colors. And to that end, if you look on your syllabus, on the first page, there's my phone number. If you have questions, listen to me, if you have questions or concerns, call me or email me or text me. But what will just annoy me is if you haven't read everything in the syllabi and you haven't watched this video, because most of your questions will be answered just by doing those things. Now, again, when students call me, usually they'll say something like, I'm so sorry to bother you. Well, you're not bothering me. I sound like a grumpy old man, but you're not bothering me. This is my job. I have a job because of you. And so my time is your time. All I ask of you is that you have looked at the discussion, you've looked at the syllabus and watched the video. Then call me and I'll answer any other questions that you have. Again, chapter PowerPoints, those will help you. These are not mine. I did not write them. They come from the textbook company. I've copied the first, well, it says 3, but I'll be adding the 4th chapter. So any of you who have ordered your book and it hasn't come in, you'll have access to section 1. I can't do more than that. You have got to purchase a textbook. Then there are the lectures. You will find them all here, along with a video that I find interesting on manners and etiquette. So that's it. This course is simple. Do your reading, do the chapter practice exams. You will excel on the exams. Your written assignments. Let's go and look at, I give you the directions right there. You know, section 1, 2, 3, choose one of the following. However, what's really going to help you is the next one. Say section 1 ethics problem. Click on that. And I have set it up so that all you need to do is, my goodness, cut and paste. For instance, chapter 1, Why Be Moral? Plato tells the story of Gyges from the Republic, book 2, a shepherd who finds a magic ring. When Gyges turns the ring 180 degrees, he becomes invisible, and upon turning the ring again, he reappears. Under the cloak of invisibility, he performs a series of unethical and immoral acts, including murder. He is a villain and a rogue, yet becomes wealthy and famous. Gyges not only accrues benefits by appearing to be moral, but also enjoys the bounty reaped from the wrongdoing with no consequences. He will never be caught. Now imagine a second ring given to a just and upright individual. Will the temptation to engage in wrongdoing for personal gain be too great? Knowing there will be no punishing consequences, would a good person quickly turn into a scoundrel? Given the situation just described, why would anyone be normal? Discuss. The question, what would you do if you were given a Gyges ring? Why be moral? So cut and paste that. There's no required format, but if you've taken college writing, use that format. Now, if you cut and paste this part onto the first page, then you're going to need at least 4.5 pages because this doesn't count as content. Only what you write is listed as content. So All you need to do is choose one, chapter one. Gaiji's Ring, chapter two. Would you throw the switch? Chapter three, would you kill for the sake of duty? Chapter four, bullying. There you have it. I think I've covered everything that needs to be covered for the course. Uh, I am available. I do work full time, and so I won't even try to give you my schedule. It shifts. Like many of you, I'm also a nurse, and I work at an assisted living facility. And so if I don't answer your phone call, it's because I'm at work. If I don't immediately answer your email or text, it's because I'm at work. But I will answer it as soon as I get home. I work first shift one, no, 2 days a week right now, second shift 2 days a week, and I float 1 day a week. And so the only day I'm always off is Sunday. I'm always off on Sunday. I'm usually off on Monday. So contact me. The other thing is, I'm not in Minnesota. I'm in the great state of Tennessee. I moved here last August, and our time zone is 1 hour different than your time zone. I live in East Tennessee. And so if you call at 9 o'clock your time, it's 10 o'clock my time. It, so um, I don't like to get phone calls after 9 o'clock at night, but if I get one, I'll attempt not to be too grouchy. The other thing is, I will be in Africa, in the country of Zambia, for the first part of the course. Actually, I don't leave until the 2nd of June. I will arrive by the 4th of June. And so don't think I'm not available. I'm absolutely available because I will be teaching a class at a college in Zambia. And unless I'm in the bush, I will have Wi Fi access. And I'm only in the bush preaching on Sundays. I'm on the college campus, which is kind of in the middle of nowhere, but does have Wi Fi. So, but the time schedule is way off of what you will be. So don't worry about it. Text me, call me, whatever. Um, I would say good luck. I don't believe in luck. I believe you make your own luck. Work hard. You'll get a lot out of this course. Um, or not. I mean, that's completely up to you. Um, Goodbye, and I look forward to interacting with each and every one of you. And I will now end the video.